Hello, my name is Erin Miller, and Vonda asked me to share with you the digital portfolio that I created last spring when I was working on my teacher portfolio. I decided to use a Google site because it was easy for administrators to access and it allowed me to control who could see it. I also chose to use a Google site because so many of my artifacts were already digital, and I thought it would be kind of a waste to print all of those things. And finally, I wanted to use a couple videos as artifacts, and those don't translate very well into binders. So for that reason, I created a Google site. I'm going to show you the completed product today, and then I'll show you just briefly how to get started. In a second video, I will show you how, step by step, I created this. So if you notice on the homepage, I want to give people a sense, this is my homepage, I want to give people a sense of who I am as a teacher in where I'm at in my career. And so I have my contact information off to the left, and in the center I uploaded a copy of my resume so people can quickly get a view of my background. Then if you'll notice, again, across the top, I have all 8 Iowa teaching standards. So if I click on any one of them, I have the standard written out on the top, and I have the benchmarks underneath it. I have my artifacts and reflections next. I tried to address the entire standard, and I wrote one paper for the whole standard. And then if you'll notice in bold, I highlighted specific language from the standard so that it was easy for my evaluator to tell how I thought I met the standard without having to search around for it. With a Google site, on the bottom, I uploaded all of my artifacts and I labeled them to go with the benchmark. So A.1 is for benchmark A, and it's an artifact there, and I just kind of went through that. What I like about uploading files with the Add File button is that I can upload screenshots and PDFs and anything that I would like here. The only limitation is that they can't be very large files. So there was a video where we did a screenshot of our planning. And it was a longer conversation, 10 or 15-minute conversation that we had captured last year. And it was too big to just upload as a link. So I embedded a YouTube video, and in another video I can show you how to do that if you have questions, or at any time, don't hesitate to contact me. So that's kind of how I got my artifacts onto my site. And then for each standard, as you'll notice, I did the same thing. So it has the reflection at the top and then the artifacts uploaded beneath them. There was a time when I used the same standard or the same artifact in more than one standard. And so I did upload it a second time just for ease for evaluators so they're not flipping back to standard 1, A3. It's all just on each page and they're self-contained. So that worked well for me. That, in a nutshell, is my portfolio website. It's pretty simple, but it has the standards, the reflections, and the artifacts all in one spot. I'm going to show you here very quickly how you can get started to create your own portfolio using a Google site. The first thing you're going to want to do is be signed into Google and go to sites.google.com. And if you don't have any websites started, it'll say get started in the middle. And since I have several sites started, it just has the create button off to the left. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to browse the gallery for a template because I have shared my website with you as a template so that you don't have to copy and paste all the standards in. And I deleted all of my reflections and artifacts. So it's kind of a blank, easy ground for you to start from. So if you browse the template for more and you scroll down on the home page, it's called Ames Teacher Portfolio. You can also search up here for Ames Teacher Portfolio if you can't find it, but it should be there. And you'll see my name, Erin Miller, and you can hit select. You're going to need to name your site, so I could call it Erin Miller Teacher Portfolio, and I'm going to add example because I already have one called that's my own. And I'm going to hit create, the red create button up at the top. Now that it's created my website, you can see it looks very, very similar to the first one because, again, it's a template. I have text throughout the template to help you get started with ideas of where you can put things. So again, I have my resume on the homepage. You could put something else there, but that's kind of the starting point. And then on each of the pages, again, I left the standard there, and I gave some tips about how to add files. And I have a section called My Reflections and Artifacts. And so that's the basic setup of the template. If you are unfamiliar with using Google Sites, again, the other video Vonda will share with you has step-by-step explanations about how do I type on this page and how do I upload things and where do I put things. All of those questions are answered in the second video. But for those of you who are ready to get started, I think this is hopefully will be a useful resource for you as you move forward and as you're planning your teaching portfolio. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me either by email or through Vonda, and I'd be more than happy to troubleshoot with you. Thank you very much for your time.